replacement. Boris focused the CANZUK alliance to replace the EU as the bloc faces budget chaos. The EU will never work. Boris urged to focus on CANZUK union as bloc faces budget chaos. Britons are urging the government to focus on the CANZUK union, rather than the EU, following reports about how much Western European states are paying Brussels. However, Poland, which has been accused of undermining EU rules, receives £10.5 billion more from Brussels each year than it pays in. Hungary, another major beneficiary, is also locked in a battle with Brussels over the rule of law and judicial independence. In response, readers argued Boris Johnson should prioritise the CANZUK alliance, rather than cooperate more closely with the EU. CANZUK is a proposed alliance between the UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Its advocates are calling for free trade, free movement and defence cooperation between the four English-speaking nations. One reader wrote, "The EU will never work. Can't just throw together countries with totally different cultures that have their own separate identity and histories going back thousands of years. The USA worked because it was all created at the same time, everyone was a European immigrant creating a new country and culture. That's why the UK should concentrate on a CANZUK union. A group of nations that share a culture, history, family, language and head of state." Another user added, "The EU have nobody to blame but themselves. If they had only given a few minor concessions to David Cameron in 2016, just enough for him to sell it to the UK as an improved deal, the referendum would have gone the other way. Instead they treated Cameron with utter contempt and it was just no, no, no all the way. Now this is the result." A third wrote, "Higher contributions and the debt union, their choice not ours. We dodged a bullet on this one." EU leaders are locked in disputes with both Poland and Hungary over the rule of law and gay rights. After Hungary passed a law banning the promotion of homosexuality to under-18s, Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte suggested the country has no business being in the European Union anymore. CANZUK International, founded by Toronto-based James Skinner in 2015, advocates for the suggested alliance. Speaking, Mr. Skinner insisted CANZUK would be very different from the EU. He said, "It would very much be completely different to what the EU structure is. So for example, where the EU has gone down the routes of having a European Parliament, an EU Commission, having a centralised currency, a centralised court system, CANZUK would be nothing of the sort, nor would we ever advocate for that to be the case. What we've always advocated is these countries would work as sovereign independent counties on the international stage, working together for initiatives like reciprocal migration, trade and foreign policy." Canada's main opposition, the Conservative Party of Canada, has adopted support for CANZUK as one of its official positions. In Britain, last year a group of Conservative, Labour and DUP MPs created the All-Party Parliamentary Group for CANZUK in the Houses of Parliament. CANZUK is an acronym for a proposed alliance comprising Canada, Australia, New Zealand and the United Kingdom as part of an international organisation or confederation similar in scope to the former European Economic Community. 5. This includes increased trade, foreign policy cooperation, military cooperation and mobility of citizens between the four states, tied together by speaking English. 6. The idea is lobbied by the advocacy group CANZUK International 7, and largely supported by British Conservatives. 8. Other supporters include liberal think tanks such as the Adam Smith Institute, 9, the Henry Jackson Society, 10, Bruges Group 11, and politicians from the four countries.